What is up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics. And you know that it's all about classic bodybuilding on this channel, and we start off right away with the wide grip Arnold Schwarzenegger style incline bench press. This is set number 2 with 80 kilos, but I actually always start out with 30 reps. You know, the first set usually about 40 kilos just to warm up, but I do not count that set. And this is set number 3, 100 kilos. Again, it doesn't matter how heavy it gets, do not cheat on the reps. Be sure to keep constant, perfect form.
It's fucking music, I know, but we gotta deal with it. We gotta deal with it.
Yeah, but you know, usually during the incline bench press, because I want to get more out of this without going way too heavy and risking any shoulder injuries, because that is, you know, there's always a risk when you're doing a wide grip bench press. But that's why I don't go very heavy on this. You know, I always want to be able to do at least 6 reps on the incline bench press, but that's why the last set is usually something different, either a drop set or a slow negative, or as you can see, a paused rep set. And what a paused rep does is it takes away all the momentum out of the movement, and it forces you to use the chest muscles fully. And you will notice an incredible pump after a set like this. Alright, and right here we are actually doing the flat dumbbell press. And I actually do dumbbells quite a lot, but for some reason every time I do, I don't capture it or on video, I don't film it. But this time I do, using 50 kilo dumbbells. But again, it doesn't matter how heavy you want to go, keep your form to the point, you know, to the T. So stretch out your chest like this and then go up. As you can see, the chest contracts. When those two things happen, that's when you know you're doing the exercise correctly. The stretch, you know, really expand that rib cage and contract those chest muscles at the top, no matter how heavy it is. And if it is too heavy, if you can't do it, lower the weight. And now it is time for one of my favorite exercises to build, you know, a wide, thick, big chest like Arnold. Because this is actually an Arnold exercise. I got this from him. You know, it is a basic exercise, it's the flies, but there is a specific way of doing these, and I like to put my legs up like this because it flattens my back and it stretches the chest in a different way. You know, I was used to arching my back all the way during this exercise, but doing it this way, it just gives off another feeling, so try it out that way. But the most important thing about this exercise is stretching the chest. You know, as you can see, I don't go up all the way to contract the chest, but the stretch, I make sure that it goes to the maximum. And then it is time for some bodyweight dips. I don't, you know, I used to add, years ago, I used to add weight to these dips, but if you want to keep your form to the point, you know, to the T, and actually contract those chest muscles, as you can see, using a weight will only distract you from using good form. And if you could even use a weight after all those exercises, you didn't train hard enough. And this exercise is the hammer strength press. It's kind of, you know, it's a flat seat, but it's kind of like a decline press, so it's for the lower chest. So it ties in very well with the bodyweight dips we just did, because the dips are for the lower chest as well. And these are kind of, you know, the lower chest too, but you always target the upper chest, of course, but you slightly, because of the angle, target the lower chest a little more. So this is an interesting exercise, and it's comes in handy because you don't have to move. You can just keep seated on the exercise. Again, it's the hammer strength press, but this time it is sideways. And you make sure to put the seat lower than you just did, because this is to hit the upper chest again. You know, we filled out the lower chest, and now it's time for the upper chest once again, you know, mixing it up throughout the workout. As you can see, the when my hand moves, it moves upwards towards the upper chest, really trying to contract the upper chest. And this is a great isolation exercise. Kind of feels like flies on the contraction part, but you know, it's different altogether, so give it a shot. And this exercise is for the people who find it difficult to contract the chest on the dumbbell pullover. This is the cable pullover. And as you can see, I am bent over a little bit. It helps to stretch out the chest, because imagine if you would stand up straight, you know, it's kind of impossible to stretch out the chest. So bending over a little bit, when you put your arms up, you know, at the upper portion of the movement, your chest stretches out very nicely, and when you go down, you contract your chest. And if you can get those two things down on this exercise, give it a shot on the dumbbell pullover, because that will always remain the best version of this exercise. Then we finish this workout off with some triceps, and I like the underhand version of the tricep pushdown. I like to start out with it, and as you can see, I'm doing a variation. First standing up straight, hitting the medial head and the small head of the tricep more, and right now it's kind of like an overhead movement, targeting more the medial and the long head of the triceps.
First good song of the day, guys.
So yeah, finally the DJ decided to put on some good old rap music. You know, which is much better to work out with. But anyway, the tricep pushdown I'm doing right now is kind of like a finisher. It's very good. I'm doing the variation because it's a slightly different angle, hitting different muscle fibers this way. This ensures that you didn't miss any part of the triceps to gain as much muscle as possible.
Hey guys, now before I leave for the workout, actually, I make my post-workout shake, which is right here. So this is a shake, and it actually has a couple of ingredients in it, and you know, you may not be able to see it, but this actually is a red color. You see it here a little bit, but I'm going to explain what I use in my post-workout shake and why. So first up, we got some fiber and enzyme mix for you know, to be able to digest whatever you put in your shake better. And this actually contains you know, if you saw my other video about Bromelain, it does contain a little bit. Let's see if we can find it here. Right there. And actually papain as well. That's from papaya. Bromelain is from pineapple, and together they'll make sure you're able to digest the protein even better. Now, as you can see, it's fibers and enzymes, so there's also fibers in here. It really is up to you whether you want to use the fibers post-workout or not. I personally don't mind that much. I mean, the fibers, if you don't eat enough vegetables or fruits, if you eat a lot of white rice, white chicken, normal chicken I mean, then you're not really getting a lot of fibers in. And what's easier than to just put them in your shake after workout? Now, some people might say, well, won't that slow down the absorption of the protein and the carbs? Sure, but not by that much. And besides, you don't need to have it absorbed like the minute you're done working out. It doesn't really matter that much unless you were to work out again later that day. But if you're not, if you work out in the evening, you can add some fibers, and the slower absorption of the protein and the carbs doesn't matter. Protein doesn't matter at all. You don't actually need protein right after workout, but it's easy to just put in the shake so that you have all the nutrients you need after working out. But the carbs are the most important source because that's what you use when you work out. So The carbs is the main source that should be in your protein shake. And your post-workout shake, I mean. So let's see what else I put in. And of course we've got some creatine. Now it doesn't matter which creatine you take, just make sure it's creatine monohydrate. That is good enough. I use about 5 grams of this a day. You know, it's proven that even 3 grams a day is enough. So if you want to save money, use 3 grams, which is just enough. I just put this in my post-workout shake because it's easy. It doesn't really matter when on the day you take it, but I like it this way. And then guys, the protein itself, but I don't like to use concentrate, whey concentrate. I like to use isolate, and you know, a basic flavor like vanilla. And I've actually explained this a couple of times, but the reason that I don't like to use whey concentrate is because it contains lactose and milk sugars and other you know, nutrients that you do not need from cow's milk. The isolate means that that's all filtered out. So you only have the protein and you have less fat, less carbs, pure protein, absorbed much more efficiently. Not faster per se, but because there's less lactose. And we have to admit, almost everybody has some kind of lactose intolerance, even though you don't really consciously notice. It's still there in terms of your body not 100% being able to absorb everything because the lactose, there's not enough lactose enzymes in your system. So when there's too much lactose, it builds up, gas builds up, and when gas builds up, the nutrients may not be absorbed as efficiently. So using whey isolate prevents all that. So that's why I use it. And it mixes a lot better as well. And that doesn't get thick at all, so you can make the shake beforehand and it'll stay drinkable and very shakeable right after the workout, even if it's been 2 to 3 hours. So that's one of the other reasons. Then, almost lastly, Vitargo. Now, I've explained this a couple of times. This is simply the carb source in the post-workout shake, and I like Vitargo because it's a heavier molecule, which means it's, you know, when it's absorbed, it takes with it more nutrients. You know, it's been compared to when you're at sea and there's a big cruise ship there, you will be sucked into the wake because it's a big molecule. And dextrose, for example, is a smaller molecule, so that's a jet ski and you wouldn't be sucked into the wake. Anyway, that's a metaphor for this. But I've just been using this, and you know, the difference isn't that great, I think, you know, between dextrose or this, but because this is slightly better, and I need every advantage I can get, being a competitive bodybuilder, that's why I use this. But if you want to save some money, just use dextrose because, you know, or a fruit like bananas, because, you know, that does almost the same thing, and bananas even have some micronutrients in them as well. Then lastly, but not least, beetroot juice concentrate. You know, biological. This is a Dutch brand, obviously, but it's a very good one. Come on, focus, focus. Yeah, we're almost there. All right. So, what we've got here is beetroot juice concentrate. What this does, the main reason that I take this is because when you work out, toxins build up in your muscle, waste products. From using the muscle, you know, it converts carbohydrates, fats into energy, and all that, those conversions and free radicals, they convert into partly waste products. And red beets have the properties of cleaning out or helping your liver clean out these waste products from your blood. The less waste products there are, the less muscle ache you will have, because that's usually what causes the muscle ache. In some cases, when you work out so hard and you don't eat properly, you will have a lot more muscle ache. But anyway, that explains the red color in the post-workout shake. And when you go to the bathroom and there's something red coming out, don't worry, it's the, you know, some people don't absorb the red color in the beetroot, so don't worry, it's the beetroots, guys, nothing else. Even if you're a girl, you should know if it's something else, you know. But anyway, I explained the post-workout shake, which is right here, and when I'm done working out, I do 20 minutes of cardio, and then I take this, because remember, you don't want to take this before cardio, because then you will just burn some of this off instead of the pure fat. So I hope you learned something from that video, and I hope you enjoyed the workout. And I'm gonna be posting another Q&A soon, and the lean bulking video will be up this week, and then I'll be working on the cutting video. So they will be coming to the channel, and a lot more will be added to the channel. So one thing that you just mustn't forget when you watch this channel, when you do the workouts, when you try something out, from what I said in the videos, there's one thing you always have to do: stay golden.